Hello everyone, welcome to another video on the channel and welcome to a type of video I don't very often do. I kinda, to be honest with you, always told myself I wouldn't really do a video like this. But it's some footage from round 2 of the sort of GT World Series manufacturer series from the Group 4 race at Kyoto. And we were in the Mercedes. Absolutely had an absolutely terrible qualifying, only really did about 5 or 6 laps of practice. In the Mercedes SLS, I'm predicting or guessing, or certainly maybe hoping, given how slow I seem to be compared to some of the other cars, that it just isn't a very competitive car. We started down in P15 and we did actually fight our way up into P8, had an absolutely fantastic race with the cars around me. The Viper, so there was 2 or 3 Vipers ahead, the Jaguar there. Really long, race-long battle, really good clean racing with everyone, really good sportsmanship seen by everyone. One of the most tense races I've ever done, to be honest with you, and it did actually feel like one of the most, you know, the best P8s I'd ever had in my life. But when we got to the end of the race, and I had noticed that old KIMI-VELOCINI was in the lobby and had started on pole position, and I was so focused in on the race as I was kind of making my way through the pack and defending and having to concentrate so hard to get this car around the track in some half decent lap times. It wasn't until the very end of the race when we crossed the line and the post-race results came up that I noticed that Kimi was down in P5. Having started in pole position and being in the Mazda Atenza, I had a suspicion that maybe some shenanigans had gone on the race. And when we got to the kind of post-race chat, then it became fairly obvious that some stuff had went down in this one, and there was several drivers within the lobby who were not very happy with Kimi's behaviour. And as I said, I didn't really want to do this video. I'd rather have kind of done a video on my actual race, but when I kind of checked back the replay and I seen what went down in this race, and I've seen most of the Kimi videos out there, I think this might be the worst behaviour I've ever seen from him, because what you're about to witness here, if you stay along for the rest of the video, is something else. So as the race gets underway, you can see Kimi is in pole positions in the Mazda Atenza. He's happy as a pig in the proverbial, which is why we've got the little emoji there covering his car. His livery is actually fairly offensive as well, so for the majority of the video, his car is going to be covered with some amusing emojis, let's put it that way. But as we move on to lap 5, you can see Kimi's pulled away. He's got about a 2 to 3 second gap to P2, but he's obviously feeling a little bit bored out at the front. Can't get up to his usual shenanigans that he likes to. So as we get to the end of lap 5, start of lap 6, you can see that gap has slowed down significantly. And as we come into turn number 1, P2 and P3 are going to catch up. Now, if you don't know who KIMI-VELOCINI is, he's a very famous, for all the wrong reasons, driver in the GT sport community for causing absolute carnage within races. Many videos out there. Why he's not been banned, we don't know, but, you know, again, you're just going to get another demonstration of how bad he is. So as he kind of comes up through the S's there, he tries to kind of push the GTR into the wall. It goes all a little bit wrong for him, and the sort of drivers in P1 and P2 get ahead of him. He then does block the Subaru of the Czech Republic driver, and that's going to be kind of significant a little bit later on in the video. But that's not quite worked out to plan for Kimi. He was obviously more intent in kind of ruining P1, or who were P2 and P3's race at that point. And he actually just set off, because he's in the base car, and he's actually quite a quick driver. He sets off after trying to cause that carnage to try and catch up with them, obviously to wreak some revenge. Obviously not happy with his first attempt at ruining their races, and Harry, unfortunately, in the GTR has made a mistake coming up through the S's, and that's put Kimi right on his tail. And I'm pretty sure Harry knows what's about to come here into the chicane at the bottom of the hill, and kind of, I think he brakes a little bit early. He knows Kimi's going to go for the move. He's probably just in survival mode here. Kimi, all the same, does try to put him off the track, but doesn't work out too bad for Harry in the end. He can carry on with his race. So that was at lap 10. I'm now on to lap 15, and Kimi has tried desperately to catch the McLaren in P1. Now, if you're squeamish, then I suggest you look away at this point, because I was wondering how the hell does Kimi manage to end up in P5 with about 3 corners to go, and well, this is the answer. One of the most brutal torpedo takeouts I've ever seen. I really did feel for the Greek driver. Literally 2 corners away from picking up an FIA or GT World Series win. You know, such a rare thing to get as a win in these kind of lobbies, these competitions, and Kimi has absolutely ruined it. He's not finished there though. He's got a totally broken car, a broken engine, He had one attempt at taking the Lamborghini out and failed, but sort of more successful in the second attempt. And then somebody decides to white knight it and absolutely kill Kimi, which is nice to see. Little angry emoji face for Kimi. His plan has not worked out to maybe the way he's seen it at the beginning of the race, and he's going to finish in P5. And remember when we said about the Czech Republic driver that he had kind of taken out a little bit earlier on? Well, that Czech Republic driver must have thought all his Christmases had come at once when he was presented with an opportunity to take Kimi out on the last corner. And he's going to basically roll his car home in P5 after starting in pole position, walking away from the pack. He could have had the easiest victory in the world, but I don't know what the mentality of this individual is to kind of then hang back and start ruining people's races. And that's why I kind of think it's like the worst behaviour I've seen from him. You know, I've seen him starting from the back or starting mid-pack and then just immediately starting trolling drivers, but he's entered the sort of premium Gran Turismo series here. He's on for an easy win. He can get all the points in the world, but he decides to then start ruining other people's races. And you know, people put so much practice into these manufacturers' races, they put the time in, and then to have it ruined by this kind of individual like that, you know, particularly the Greek driver on the last corner, a couple of corners away from a victory after 15 laps, 25 minutes worth of effort, and this guy does that. So yeah, it's definitely time for PD to take some action on this driver. I think it's the worst I've seen from him personally, and yeah, if this doesn't get him banned, I don't know what will. We will strive to get this to PD in some way, shape or form. But yeah, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye now.